Hello, everybody. Welcome back to JTR Stories. I've not been on in a little bit because progress has been made, and yeah. So, very first thing is we're going to talk about the big old ProMaster 300. It is very close on running, but not with the original engine. If we come over here to the engine, can see it is not in the best of shape. This got dented somehow, I'm not sure. But it is locked tight. We can't get it apart to get into there, so we're gonna keep this around for sake of having it for parts if we do get another Kohler Magnum in for another project. However, that motor is not going to be going back on this unit anytime soon. So as you can see, it looks a little bit different than last time I showed it. We got this. Got the screw size. We just bought one screw just to test it. We'll have to get more soon to test them again. But we got everything working except the parking brake. Now the parking brake goes all the way back, kind of. You bring it back here, and then you lock it down. I don't know what. There we go. Bring it back here, locks it down, and then does the solenoid for the starter. Now, the reason why it doesn't work is because it's actually not hooked to anything. Underneath, this does not go back enough to trigger the solenoid. So, I ended up pulling the switch out underneath there. I guess we'll find out if that will do anything or not. So as of now, the parking brake don't work. The lever works. So once we do get another engine for it, that will be the whole thing. Next, I was also started working on the transmission. I believe I got that freed up. I'm not sure though. Also drained the hydraulic oil. So before we do anything really, I'll have to fill it with hydraulic oil, get a new filter for it. Now, I have done a ton of research on this machine, and have gotten many different diagrams of wiring. Like here's one for the wiring. I have a few more like hydraulics and belts and a map of everything. So yeah, still have not gotten this front wheel though. I think I might have to order a replacement for it. However, I did look them up. They're like $200, so yeah, that is going to be a little pricey. However, it will end up having to be the price to pay to make this thing run. We're also missing this middle caster here as well, but that's not, or middle scalping wheel, which isn't like too big of a concern as of right now. That's more of the cosmetic side rather than the working side. So yeah, I'm hoping, I think probably in a couple days, we should have an engine for this unit. Which is awesome because I personally really love this thing. It's very odd to look at of how it's built. Because really this whole front part here is like a walk behind, and then you have the whole sulky. That's what this whole part called here is a sulky. So I almost think that part was an afterthought, but yeah. Another thing we'll end up having to get is a belt guard for the front here. That's not like a huge concern, but it would be nice to have on it. You can't really buy those anymore, so we'll probably just end up getting a piece of sheet metal, paint it red, just to, protect the belts even more than they already are, of course. So, yeah. As for other projects, well, the parts donor tractor is no longer here. Well, we didn't have a use for it since we were just going to get a new engine anyway, and that also had a locked up engine. And there really wasn't anything too else salvaging, so one of my friends has it now. Anyways, back inside here. I believe also last video, the 817 was in here too. That is now running and functioning well again. You cleaned the cylinder, cleaned the carb, cleaned the valves now, and then also changed the oil, and it's working really good now, so that's awesome. So yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next thing. New piece of equipment. Now, it doesn't look very promising right now, but it is a Toro CR2000 4.5 horsepower snowblower power curve. This one is a 2-cycle unit. I'm gonna try to clean this up real quick so we can see. But whoops, this thing is a pain to work on because, as you can see, we have the one part of the shield. You gotta take the chute off, you gotta take the top off, you gotta take a whole bunch of stuff off just to access the engine, and then you have to fight with doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, this fuel tank design is inherently bad because, for whatever reason, Toro decided to put a little lip on the thing there, so if you have any fuel left over and you hold it like this, it doesn't drain out. Have to really just drain it out of there. So yeah, there's that. Now moving back over here, we got the Swisher. This thing runs now. I'm gonna take it outside here to run it. I'll do that. I'll talk about it a little bit. This thing doesn't run very well. I think it has a problem with, I'm not sure, honestly. I think it has maybe a compression issue or something to do with the fuel. Cleaned the carb out pretty good. I think we actually taken it apart twice to work on it, but yeah. I'm gonna get this thing started here, and then, yeah. And it also kind of runs bad too, so. There's that. You can kind of hear it, kind of vroom, vroom, vroom kind of thing. But yeah, it runs. You guys saw in the last video, I think it was, the Honda's running also. So yeah, let's head back in here a minute, and I'll give a couple final remarks about everything. Alright, so final little announcement here. As I said earlier, we do have an engine for this. So toward the end of this week, I will probably be posting a video of getting that. We're buying a whole nother tractor to get the engine out of it. It is a 20 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. It's one of the better runs of them, so hopefully it'll serve us well. And it's actually kind of similar in design to the Kohler, like the same shape, so I'm hoping it'll fit on here fine. I'm a little worried though, however, of this little grease zerk here. I think that's what that is. Yeah. A little worried about that getting all the way. I'm not sure what that might go to. I think just the spindles under there, or the pulleys that run to the deck and the transmission. So yeah, should have that here. Hopefully by Saturday. If we don't, that means it's already been sold. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys will tune in later this week for the new engine put into this, and yeah, hopefully this will be running sometime soon. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.